This video is brought to you by Bantio TCG.
What's up guys, Cardhacker here, and today I'm here with a Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the new Ariemon deck slash Ryuguman deck from BT-22. This is the one that uses the Ryuguman and Yao. So yeah, we got a little bit of update with this set, so let's get right into the deck profile. So for the Digitamas, we're running 4 of the new Puyoan. She's pretty good. Whenever you put a card in your source that has the aquatic trait, then you can draw one. So it's pretty easy to do. Aqua or sea animals work, so pretty easy to do, and it just lets you dig through your deck a bit faster. And most of your evolutions do help you go in there. So yeah, there's that. And then for the new boss monster deck, we're running 3 copies of the Ariemon. So this one is a level 7, but you can digivolve on top of a level 5 Marine Bowlmon as long as you have Yao Qing Lan. And it's got decode. And on evolution, you can play one of each level 3, level 4, level 5 cards with aqua or sea animal in its traits, and from this card source. And then so it helps you flood the board a bit, and just lets you set up for lethal, because you're going to have quite a few monsters on the board. And then on evolution and on attack, you can place one of your other Digimon as this card's bottom evolution card, and then return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck, and then this Digimon unsuspends. So the second ability is pretty strong because you'll be able to do it once per turn, and also it helps you unsuspend, which lets you attack again, and it also removes a threat on the board. So overall, this card is actually really, really good. And we do have ways to kind of go into her a bit faster. So yeah, we're running 3 copies, and then we're also running 3 copies of the Ryuguman. So this is the new rare one. I'm running it because it's a 3 cost to digivolve into, unless like the old one that one's 4 cost. And this one's ability is it's got the decode level 5, and then on play and on evolution, you can place one of your level 5 or lower cards from aqua or sea animal cards from your hand as this card's bottom evolution source. And then one of your opponent's Digimon cannot unsuspend, or Digimon or Tamers cannot unsuspend until the end of the turn. And then on all turns, whenever a card is added to this card's source, you can return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower cards to the bottom of the deck. So this is also a this is a more defensive card. Lets you stall your opponent, and also lets you do a little bit of removal. So it's pretty good for that. Most of the time, if you aren't able to go into your Ariemon, you can go into this first, and then go into this one afterwards, if you need to. But you can always just warp. But the Ryuguman is a nice option to have if you do need to stun something. Yeah, just for a bit of a stall. Moving on to the level 5s, we are running 4 copies of the Marine Bowlmon. This is the old one from BT-19. It's on play on evolution. You can play one card with aquatic or sea animal traits from your hand at the bottom of one of your evolution sources. And then at the end of attack, you'll be able to play one level 4 or lower card with aqua or sea animal in its traits. So it just helps you. If you have the Sangomon, you can help search for more pieces if you need it. Just get more good cards in your hand. So she's pretty nice. And then we're also running 2 copies of the new Marine Bowlmon. So this one is a warper. So you have Yao Qinglan by placing one Shellmon and one of your underneath one of your Sangomons. You can digivolve into this for the cost of 3. So pretty good. And then the inheritability is you can place one level 4 or lower aqua or sea animal trait from the trait. So it's the same, but this one just lets you warp. We're only running 2 just because we don't actually need to warp that often, but if you need it, you can. And then we're also running 2 copies of the Mermaidmon. We're running Mermaidmon because she's actually a really, really strong target to pull out when you have the Ariemon, because you'll be able to on play place one of your other Digimon into her source, and then you get plus 2 memory. So it obviously helps you reduce the memory cost to Digimon into this by a lot. If you're warping, it reduces it by 2, so you're doing it for 4 on top of level 5. And if you're doing it on top of the Ryuguman, you'll be Digivolving into this one for 1 cost pretty much. So pretty good. Downside is this is not a Marine Bullmon, so you can't warp on top of her, but you can just Digivolve into the Ryuguman if you need to. So not the end of the world. And then we're also running 4 copies of the Ariemon. So this is one of the best level 4s in the deck, in my opinion. There's actually quite a few good level 4s that we're running. But this one is on play and on evolution, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and then amongst them you can add a Aqua or Sea Animal card to your hand, and then place another one to the bottom of your source, of any of your blue Digimon actually. And then you'll be able to put the rest of the bottom deck. So this obviously is good because you can proc this with your Ariemon, and you'll also be able to just filter your deck pretty quickly. And it procs on evolution as well, so you'll be able to search on evolution, which is also really nice. And also you can Digivolve on top of Tamers, so if you are missing bodies to finish the game, you can always use her to to finish your opponent. So it's she's good, really good. And then we're also running 4 copies of the Shellmon. So Shellmon is on play and evolution. You can play a level 5 or lower Digimon with Sea Animal or Aquatic traits from your hand into this bottom source. And you'll understand why we're just putting so much stuff in the bottom source at the end. Well, firstly because of Ariemon, because you can have more options to pull them out. But we're also running the Tamer that can help you speed up your evolutions a little bit by putting stuff in your hand to the source. So pretty good. And the jamming in this is really good as well, because your stuff are not super big, so they are prone to die in security. So being able to have jamming is just nice. And then we're running 2 Shellmons that can play the Yao Qinglan. So it's good, and then the Inherit just gives you +1 memory at the end of attack. And then of course we're also running 2 copies of the Seizuremon from the promo Seizuremon. This card's kind of expensive, but it's quite good, so I definitely want to run it. But this one on play on evolution just gives one of your opponents invulnerability to battle until the end of your opponent's turn. And then the Inherit gives one of your whenever you play one of your Digimon by abilities, you can give it Rush as long as it's a blue Digimon. So it's also pretty good, because then you'll be able to attack a little bit earlier. Because a lot of times when you're using your Ariemon and you flood the board, you can't actually attack with them yet. So you have to set it for next turn. But if you have one of these on the board, you can use it to chip your opponent first. So yeah, pretty good. And then we're also running 4 copies of the new Sangomon. This one's on play. You can put this to the bottom of one of your Aqua Digimon sources, and then that Digimon gets blocker as well as it being invulnerable in battle, so you can block with ease. And then the Inherit also gives jamming, which is again really good. We're also running 4 copies of the Searcher Sangomon, pretty self-explanatory. And then we're running 3 copies of the cost reduction Sangomon. It's basically a little bit tight for this deck, so we are cutting down one of the level 3s in place of running some other stuff. But yeah, it hasn't been too big of a problem for me so far, because we are actually running quite a few consistency boosters in this deck, so it's okay. For Tamers, we're running 2 copies of the Yao. This one's just a memory setter and helps you fulfill conditions for your for Ariemon. And the ability for this card also lets you, whenever Aqua or Sea Animal trait Digimon attacks, you can suspend this Tamer, and then you can place a level 5 or lower card with Aqua or Sea Animal traits to your bottom of the source. So helps you stock up ammo for stuff you want to do. Not actually super useful. I think the 3-cost Yao is a bit more useful, but I think having her name is really good, and it being a memory setter is also code. Okay, so running 2 copies, and then we're also running 3 copies of the promo Yao. This is the good one. This one helps you gain a memory if your opponent has a Digimon on the board, and then on your turn, whenever a effect adds a evolution card to any of your Digimon with Aqua or Sea Animal in the traits, you can suspend this Tamer and give one of those Digimon, or you can let one of those Digimon Digivolve into an Aqua or Sea Animal trait with the cost reduced by 1. So again, really good. Yeah, it just lets you speed up and go into your big boys a little bit faster. So it's nice. For the options, we're running 2 copies of the Emblem. Emblem just lets you play a Yao or a Sangomon from your hand or trash for without paying its cost. And then the delay ability is when any of your Yaos are suspended, you can Digivolve one of your Aqua or Sea Animal trait cards into a Aquatic and Liberator trait Digimon in the hand without paying its cost. Or sorry, with cost reduced by 3. So, pretty good. It is free if you go into Ryuguman. It is not free if you go into Ariemon, but it's okay. Not the biggest of problems. Because if you're, depending on what form you're in, a cost reduction is pretty huge. Because if you're going into the Ariemon from level 5, you're only paying 3 cost. And then if you have the Mermaidmon, you're pretty much only paying 1 cost, so that's really, really good. Next, for the consistency boosters, we're running 3 copies of the training. These trainings are also always really good. And then we're also running 2 copies of the memory boost, just to help us out a little bit if we are bricked. And then 1 copy of Scramble. Scramble is okay in this deck. If you don't want to run Scramble, you can definitely run another copy of Emblem you want, or you can run the 4th copy of the Sangomon. But overall, the deck is pretty smooth. Going into Ariemon is really easy as long as you have her in hand, and with all the abilities to draw and whatnot, it's pretty easy. Downside for this deck is you don't really have protection. You have Decode, but Decode isn't as good as just hard protection. So if your opponent has like anything that can remove, you're pretty boned. But hopefully by having a way to flood the board with stuff, it makes your opponent a bit harder to remove her stuff, because if it targets lowest level or lowest DP, then they'll have a hard time to fleet it. If they do target the highest DP, then it's a little bit easier for them to do it, but that's okay. But that's pretty much it for this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to build this deck, feel free to use coupon code CardOtakuDesk0725 at Bantu.tgg for 50% on checkout for all orders above 13 USD. But yeah, sorry, I've been really tired. Work's been busy, so I haven't been posting as frequently as I wanted to. And I recently actually started playing Commander for Magic. So I've been spending a little bit of time there as well. So I haven't had too much time to play Digimon, but Digimon is still fun. I'll still play it when I have time. And I do really like the design of the new cards. I think they're very flavorful, and I really like how they elaborated on the previous design of some of the archetypes they have and just went with newer card designs. Like the Ariemon is very, very nice to play. It's like a riff off the Digimon from a long time ago, but made the doing the thing actually a lot easier. So yeah, it's nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is CardOtaku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!